Agatha All Along, Episode 3. Agatha finally starts the journey on the Witch's Road. They finally got there. It only took them 2 episodes, all of 1 hour, to finally start off on their little quest that they're going on. Well, as they start off on their quest, they all stand around, and of course they stand around and talk, because that's just what Marvel does. Not that big of a deal, but whatever, they continue on. They all discover that they can't hear what Teen says because all his name is Teen. There's a lot of speculation whether he's Agatha's kid, whether it's Wiccan from the comic books, whether it's an agent of Mephisto. They kind of mention something like that later on in the episode. And then they continue on with everything. The problem about that is whenever Teen goes to talk, they say there's a sigil on what he's talking about, so his mouth does like this weird squiggly line thing. And they say that, well, it's a curse so that witches can't hear it. But in the people that they bring along, one of the people that they bring along isn't a witch. That person should be able to hear what he says. They kind of try to justify it by having her walk off, and you don't really see her. But then they go and they find her right after this conversation. And then I would say the next thing they should do is ask her to translate what he says, because they all acknowledge that she's not a witch. Whatever. Let's just continue on, because that's just a massive plot hole that can be easily resolved. They don't care. They just continue on. They continue on to their first task, because they say that the Witch's Road will make you face your worst fears. So they go to a house, and I've heard that there's people out there who've seen the first 4 episodes, and they said episode 3 and 4 remind you of escape rooms. And I was like, let's see what that's about. But it's literally that. It's literally an escape room. There's a countdown timer and everything, and it's a Wine Mom escape room episode. That's what this whole episode is. It's Wine Moms escaping. They're dealing with some kind of bullshit. I don't even remember half of these people's names. I remember Agatha, Teen, and Mrs. Hart, who is not important at all. She's the one that's supposedly not a witch. Don't remember anyone else's name. It's lazy. It's bad writing. You don't care about any of the characters because they're all kind of bad. And the episode just plays out like you would expect it to. Of course, they get through it. It's like the writers found a thesaurus for different words, so they can justify using different words for their witch ingredients that they need for the potion, because the wine that they all drink is poisoned. And so they have to find out how to escape their escape room, Wine Mom poison escape room. Yeah, it's as bad as it sounds. It's not entertaining. None of the characters stand out at all. I'll give them this. At least the acting isn't like awful. I'll barely say it's watchable, but if all they're doing is showing the foreshadowing of some of the obvious stuff, and if the foreshadowing that they're presenting us with already is where this show is going, it's going to be unremarkably bland. It's going to be terrible. I have a few theories. As the episodes go on, I'll probably actually start throwing a little bit more of those out there. But overall, the episode, I would give it like maybe a 3 out of 10, probably a 3 out of 10. And that's because the other episodes were probably 2 out of 10s. This show is not great. It's just another disaster in the Marvel writing room. And I actually don't understand why they even made it. I do not understand why they made it at all. We'll see where they're going. I mean, the story so far is they're going down the Witch's Road, which will give them access to... Basically, they find a Dragon Ball, is what they're trying to make it sound like. It'll grant you a wish. And so go down the Witch's Road, gather your wish, and then we'll see what happens. I have a couple theories. I'll start laying them out as I go along with this show, week by week, because maybe some of those theories will change. Right now, I'm not seeing it going very well. The big thing that I've seen people talk about on Twitter at the moment is, or X, whatever you want to call it, is, oh, they finally mentioned Mephisto. Yeah, they mentioned that because there was such backlash on what's it called, WandaVision, that, well, they kind of need to acknowledge that. Well, they kind of acknowledge it, and it's not a big deal. More than likely, he'll probably be in the show, or they'll gender and race swap him. They'll probably gender swap him. Other than that, I'm not really looking forward to much of this, but I will continue to review it as it goes on. The next thing I'll be reviewing will be The Penguin on Sunday. Go ahead and check that video out when that one comes out. If you like this, please hit like, subscribe, and I will continue on with these, and eventually I will be doing more editing and everything else as I start learning these programs a little bit better. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out. You guys have a good one.